Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Collecting Mosin. I'm Riccardo and today I have here in front of me an example that I would like to show you. It's probably one of the most desirable and fascinating version of the Mosin Nagant rifle. It's the Dragoon. Welcome back. So first of all, I have to say thank you. Thank you so much for all the kind words and the fantastic, really fantastic comments I received both on the YouTube channel and the website. This is the kind of support that I absolutely need to continue with this project. So thank you again. Now, talking about what I have here on my table. So, first of all, the chamber is empty, and all the guns that I have here also in front of me, they are unloaded and safe. And what I have here in front of me, it's a 1916 Dragoon rifle. So, if you want to see all the details and really an in deep the description of this rifle, please check my website. The link is just below the video, and there is a specific link to the page that is dedicated there to this 1916 Izhevsk Dragoon. So first of all, maybe the first question will be what is a dragoon? So, dragoons were mounted infantry troops, so not cavalry. This means that they were moving fast on the battlefield, mounted, so on horses, and then they dismounted to fight on the ground like infantry. This is important because the dragoon rifle were intended to fire with the bayonet on, and this is a big difference, especially to take in mind if you want to go to the shooting range and obtain a pretty good result with your dragoon rifle. If you are thinking about, for example, another model that is, yeah, I would say really rare, more than the dragoon, but it's basically identical to the dragoon. This is the Cossack. So there is a big difference. So the Dragoon model was the second variant of the Mosin Nagant rifle produced after the M1891 standard infantry rifle. 2 years later, so in 1893, the Dragoon production started at only the Izhevsk factory. So Izhevsk was producing all the dragoons during the imperial Tsarist era. So from basically 1893, that was the first year of production, till 1932, Izhevsk was producing dragoons. Tula as well was producing dragoons, but only in the Soviet era. So starting from 1923 till 1932. And what I have here on my table will describe, we'll see later, a big portion of the Dragoon variant evolution. Returning back to the difference with the Cossack. So the Cossack is basically identical. It's identical to the Dragoon externally, but the Cossack was designed to fire without the bayonet and to differentiate the sights. So to distinguish a Dragoon rifle from a Cossack rifle, there are specific markings. I'm sure you already know. One of these markings is on the leaf, in this case of the Konovalov rear sight. We will have a close look later when we will just have a look in detail to the rifle, and I will describe the difference between the markings on the Dragoon rear sight leaf and the Cossack. This will be a good opportunity to see the difference and to distinguish a Dragoon from a Cossack model. Now, returning back to the evolution of this rifle, here in front of me I have other Dragoons, and in particular I have a really nice Tula produced, first year of production, so 1923, as I told you before. We will have a look later, especially because I would like to show you some of the features of the basically the final production of this rifle. Talking about the final, I have here in front of me also an Izhevsk made 1931 Dragoon, so one of the last produced Dragoon. And both the Tula and the Izhevsk made the 1931 example, they were captured by Finnish forces. And we will see later, but they are in a pretty good condition. What I think about will be a really nice condition for a rifle like this. This means original wooden parts and metal parts, really full of history. So I think that I spent a lot of words on this gun, but it's time now to have a close look to it. Let's start. So starting from the butt plate, we can see the Izhevsk factory marking there, so the Izhevsk classic bow and arrow, and the serial. So the serial is matching the one on the barrel, and this means that it's not 100% sure, but I will say that there are a lot of possibilities that this is the stock that was attached to the rifle when it left the factory in 1916. And in this case, yes, it's quite sure, because we have a fantastic Izhevsk original cartouche here on the stock. You will see a lot of very nice picture of this cartouche on the article that I have on my website. But if you can see also here, it's in fantastic original conditions, showing the year of production, the Izhevsk bow and arrow, and the Tsarist eagle. So returning back to just moving forward from the stock, we can see another really important feature on the cocking piece, the rear part of the bolt. And this is really interesting and weird. So we have a serial here that is stamped on the cocking piece. And first of all, the first number is upside down. It's a 1. It's a number 1. And what is weird is that this number, this serial number, is not matching with the bolt handle portion of the bolt. So you can clearly see that is mismatching, and it's mismatching by 1. So basically the difference it's one rifle, and yeah, it's a really weird detail, and I'm not even sure if this bolt was assembled on the field or maybe inside a depot that was repairing rifles. Anyway, it's weird. So we have a difference of one rifle between the rear part of the bolt and the forward part. And anyway, the bolt is the only part mismatching in this on this rifle. It's Izhevsk marked completely in a correct way for the period. So for the Tsarist period, it's wearing the Izhevsk bow and arrow markings in a correct way, the type that was in use till 1928. So let's move a little bit farther. You can see the magazine and the chamber, and then the receiver and the barrel. You can clearly see on the barrel the standard markings, so the standard Izhevsk markings on these 1916. You can see the year of production, Dragoon rifle, and yeah, the serial on the barrel, and under the serial again the Izhevsk bow and arrow, and on the receiver, we have the Tsarist eagle, and we have another Tsarist eagle just above the basically the Izhevsk arms factory marking on the barrel. Then moving just below, we can see another detail. So the crossbolt. If you had a look to my previous video, the one dedicated, especially the one dedicated to the 1895 Tula produced M1891, you already know that in 1916 the crossbolt, the metal crossbolt was already a standard. So after the introduction in 1908 of the Spitzer cartridge, the crossbolt was introduced. The crossbolt was introduced to reinforce the stock, and you can find crossbolts of different two different types: wooden crossbolt and metal crossbolt. And yeah, the metal crossbolt was the one that was the basically the final solution for these reinforcement of the stock, due to the more powerful cartridges in use. And so in 1916, this rifle, yeah, it's correct, already had a metal crossbolt in the stock from the factory. Now, another thing that is really important to see is that basically we had no other markings indicating a possible usage outside the Russian Imperial Army. So this Dragoon, uh, we have no information, it's clear, but this Dragoon is not showing um, other details indicating possible usage outside Russia. And this is, to be honest, really nice, because this rifle, it's really in the same conditions it left the factory in 1916. Now, moving further, we have the Konovalov rear sight, another standard for 1916 production, You remember this rear sight type has been introduced also with the introduction of the Spitzer cartridge in 1908, and if you have a close look to it, you can see that it is Izhevsk marked inside and outside on the leaf. You can clearly see the cross symbol, the bow and arrow, sorry, marking there. And there is also another marking, KAB. So KAB, if you remember, I was mentioning the difference between the Dragoon rear sight and the Cossack rear sight. And this is a marking that is indicating clearly that this is a Dragoon rear sight. This marking here on the leaf, the meaning is KAV, so it stands for cavalry. It's the standard marking on the Konovalov leaf that was indicating the rear sight of a Dragoon rifle. On the Cossack rifle, you will find a similar marking, KA3, and these, I mean, it's not. I mean, I am just pronouncing KA3, but the meaning in that case is KAZ, and is the abbreviation for Cossack. So that marking will indicate the Cossack leaf, a Cossack rear sight leaf. And now, leaving the rear sight, we have the handguard. The handguard is a second type handguard, and it's pretty nice, and it's rare to find examples with the second type handguard, but the one that is really likely impossible to find is the first type. So when the Dragoon production started in 1893, the handguard in use was a solid handguard that was surrounding the flat rear sight, the first type flat rear sight that you saw also. And if you didn't see my last video, please have a look. I have an example, an M1891 rifle that is still retaining the first type flat rear sight that in 1893 was also on Dragoons. And the first type handguard was surrounding this kind of first type rear sight, with also markings of with the graduation in Arshin marked in the wood. And well, finding a rifle that is still wearing the first type handguard, it's really rare. But I will have the opportunity to show one example in the future. Then this is, yeah, as I told you, this is the second type handguard, but there is also something that I'm calling just the 1.5 type handguard. So at a certain point, some of the old Dragoons were just retrofitted with the Konovalov rear sight. You already know why. And to find a good handguard for these examples, I mean, they just they decided to cut the first type handguard and adapt the length to the one that you can see here, so the second type. The difference is that these rifles wearing the what I'm calling the 1.5 handguard, they don't have these brass insert on both sides, like in this, second type handguard. And then we have a third type handguard that was characterizing the final production. You can see it's pretty similar to the one that will keep later the M91 30 rifle. It's almost identical to the one that the M91 30 will use. And the example I'm currently showing you is the Tula produced 1923 Dragoon. It's a full matching example. Really nice. And then we have the one that I was also mentioning before. This is a 1931 Izhevsk made Dragoon, one of the last Dragoon. And it's nice because you will see these rifles in the future, because every rifle in my collection will have the detailed review, and you will see this Izhevsk 1931 Dragoon. It's stamped with a double as a property stamp by the Finnish army on the barrel. Both the Tula and the Izhevsk rifles I have here in front of me, they were captured by the Finnish forces, as I told you before. And then I have something, I have another Dragoon here. But really, really weird example. So it's a 1926 Tula made Dragoon, and it has a Finnish two-piece stock, Finnish made stock, and oh, what's that? So this is really weird. Anyway, I don't want to spoiler too much. Let's return back to the 1916 Izhevsk made Dragoon. So we saw the handguard, and then you can clearly see the stock as sling slots, and the sling slots, also another important feature. They were in use on Dragoon's stock since the beginning. So in 1893, Dragoons were already equipped with sling slots. So no sling swivel on the magazine or the front barrel band, but directly this really modern feature was characterizing the Dragoon production. And you can see the solid type barrel band that is also a characteristic of the Dragoon. And then the nose cap and the sight, the front sight, that is a blade type front sight. So a really fantastic example with a lot of history around it, and the fact that is almost matching. It has no signs of other usage outside Russia, Yeah, this is making this Dragoon even more special. So, welcome back. Now, I hope you enjoyed the 1916 Dragoon and all the others that I was just showing you and are here in front of me. As you clearly realized, I have another Dragoon here in front of me. It's a Tula made 1926 Dragoon, and this is a special one. And so what we will do, I'm just introducing to you this rifle. This will be the rifle that we will review together in the next video. It will be our first special video because we will talk about a really obscure version of the Dragoon rifle. I mean, not only Dragoon, but this will help us because a lot of Dragoons were converted for this usage. So this is a Finnish captured Dragoon rifle that has been converted to a close combat practice training rifle, likely after Second World War. And it's equipped with something that you can clearly see. It's a rubber made sort of bayonet. It's clearly not a bayonet, but I don't want to spoiler a lot. You will see all the details about this rifle in the next video, our first special. So what we will do, I will include on the website also a report about the Estonian War Museum that I had the opportunity to visit recently, and they have a fantastic Mosin Nagant collection, including also some Estonian super rare examples, like the M1935 version. And then I will also produce a review, a book review about the fantastic book that I also received recently. It's the book that Matt Di Risio realized on Finnish Mosin Nagant rifles. It's a fantastic, fantastic book. And I will produce a review, and you will find it also on the website. And then, yeah, we will review, we will have a look together on our first special video on this this really weird version of the Dragoon rifle. So if you enjoyed this kind of content, please consider to subscribe, put like, activate the bell, follow me on the channel and the website. Thank you so much for being here, and see you next time on collectingmosin.com.